Summit's happening.
That's right. Summit's happening March 31st, 2026. That Wedding Videographer Summit is back.
We are back and we cannot wait to bring you all to Glasgow on the 31st of March 2026 to come and see the likes of
Justin Porter Media,
the Linskys,
Becky Kinross from Films About Love,
and Ben Journey from the Make Better Wedding Films podcast. If you were at our summit last year, you know it was an absolute blast. We had so much fun. We had speaker talks. We had industry pros helping people out with their businesses.
We had Lumix there giving you hands-on experience with their new set of cameras.
We had prizes, so many prizes.
So if you want to join us at That Wedding Videographer Summit 2026, all you have to do is go to our website, twvp.co.uk/summit, and buy your ticket now.
We can't wait to see you there. We're going to have so much fun. Jason,
Danny,
how we doing, bud?
good? You all right?
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Another week down.
Another week down.
Another week closer to Christmas.
Don't.
It's Christmas season. Mariah Carey has defrosted.
I know the Christmas decorations are starting to go up.
Really? What?
No, they're mental. Literally, Halloween ones just get took down, and now there's like Christmas ones going up. It's wild. We don't really though, see, because Kirsty's birthday's at the end of November, so like we don't really touch Christmas until Kirsty's birthday's out the way.
Oh, so when you say Christmas decorations are going up, you mean in your neighbourhood?
I know it is.
Jesus.
Not a mental.
I thought you were about to get us cancelled.
No. No. It is currently the 5th of November. Oh, the 5th of November. Oh, shit.
Yeah,
Dogs.
The dogs. The worst. I had no problem with Guy Fawkes until I had a dog, and I was like, oh, right, they hate this. Okay, cool. Now I hate it. But the thing is, it's not just Guy Fawkes. It's the whole October.
Yeah, we've had them going on for the past few weeks.
Yeah. To be fair, they're a lot better where we are now compared to where I was in the flat. In the flat, it was relentless.
No.
Yeah, I don't know where people get these big, massive rockets that go and echo for ages, but because you're not getting that from Tesco. And I know these things cost like £100 a pop. Like, it's just blowing up money, mate.
Well, what else have you been blowing your money on recently, man?
Well, you know, what you should be spending your money on, rather than fireworks, is education.
Oh. Yeah. Educate me. What have you been?
I was getting a crash course on Instagram and personal branding from the legend that is Andrew Keir.
Oh yeah, you had that, didn't you? Mm-hmm. I do not know how I cocked that up so badly. So, because I seen that when it was, I was like, oh shit, I can't do that because I've got a wedding. And then it came to like last week, and you're like, "Oh well, you can't do. I can't do."
You invited me into the studio.
I invited you into the studio on the Tuesday, and you're like, "Well, I can't. I've got Andrew Keir's thing." I'm like, "What do you mean? It's on the Wednesday, is it not?" And it turns out I didn't have a wedding on the Wednesday either, so I do not know how I caught that up so badly.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'll just feed off what you learned. So how was it? Was it good?
It was good. They had a good turnout, sellout, which is great for the guys and for Andrew as well. Yeah, I love their space. It's such a good little welcoming space that they can invite people into. And Andrew just sort of spoke us through, sort of his journey into social media. If you listen to our podcast with Andrew, you'll be familiar with that. But he did touch more upon the kind of the sort of thought process behind what he does. So it wasn't necessarily like a practical course on this is how you should make videos. It was more the theory behind how you should be using Instagram to market yourself rather than just selling all the time, which is what, when you do push your teasers and stuff out there, you kind of are being generic in the fact that this is my work and you should book me based off that. But he spoke more about how you can connect with people and what it is that, gets people engaged with your posts, and how you should be using it more tactfully rather than by doing different kind of posts to sort of build up to asking for that sale. And it made a lot of sense. But I think all in all, the workshop was there for you to take what he was saying and interpret it in your own way. I think a lot of people probably would have looked at it different ways. When I was speaking to the people there, some people had different ideas about how they would approach social media. And it's definitely given me something to think, okay, this is how I'm going to approach it. For another brand that I'm going to launch, that's how I'm going to approach that. And yeah, it got me excited about it again. So
good. Good.
I do love learning about Instagram, and I'm obsessed with how the platform works. I don't think anyone, in fact, I know that no one actually knows how the algorithm works, but I think there's a sense of logic to coming to understand how it works and why something won't work. Maybe not necessarily context specific, but using the evidence from what kind of fails and what kind of succeeds, you can kind of see, that worked because of that.
Yeah, I think because, like, I don't know, it's a difficult one, isn't it? Because I think, like, people use Instagram in different ways, don't they? And I think they expect different things out of it. Like I don't know, like I guess the way I use it is it's almost like it's like my shop window. I post my teasers, I post my highlight films on there. I try to connect with people mainly using stories, get myself on there a little bit so that people who are following can see me, try and relate to me, and connect with me. But I don't really use it so much for like maybe the education side of things at present. Even when it comes to like the podcast as well, like we probably like underutilize it in that regard, which is going to be changing shortly. That and YouTube, because we are going to be putting more of a focus on it going forward. like gear reviews and like software reviews and stuff for things that we use. But yeah, I think people use it differently, and I think there's also like, I don't know, it feels like for some folk there's also this like expectation that I guess like Instagram almost like owes them something as well, like so I post something out and it maybe doesn't get the views and they get annoyed about it, rather than maybe looking, okay, like why has it not got the views, like what's the issue with it, is there not a hook at the beginning to try and get people's attention. I think regardless of how you feel about the system of content, as it were, however you feel about it, whether or not you think, okay, I hate the way that that social media platforms are all set up and it's all about the catching people's eye. Fact of the matter is that's just the way that it is. I mean, you can be annoyed about it, but that is how it works. That's how social media works. And Instagram will push things out to more people if they are still watching past however many seconds. And if you're, I think if I look at some of the ones, if I've maybe posted like a slower paced teaser, it's probably not going to do quite as well as maybe like a faster paced one. Or if there's not like a banging opening shot, it's not going to do quite as well as something that maybe starts with like a drone shot or something like that. Do you know what I mean? There's obviously different use cases, test cases in there, but yeah, I think trying to understand somewhat what works and what doesn't work, and knowing that realm is how you start to win Instagram or any social media platform for that matter.
Yeah, I think it goes even beyond like little techniques of what shot you should have to start, and even like a hook. If you look at the lifespan of Instagram, most people have probably been on the platform from around 2013 to 2015. That's probably when they joined Instagram, if they had a business then. And back then it was a photo sharing app. That was what the business of Instagram, was pushing forward, because at the time, that is what the majority of people wanted from the app. And obviously TikTok came into the space and realized that all of the eyes that were on Instagram were now spending all of their time on TikTok.
Because video's better.
Because video's better. The proof is in the pudding. People engage with video way more than they do photos, because you can spend time getting involved with a story, whereas a picture you look at, and unless, you can analyze a picture for 2 minutes, it's not going to tell you the exact same thing it told you in the first 3 seconds. So it's going to get people staying around for longer. And that's why TikTok was winning, because it was showing videos that people wanted to see, not like a generic, like everyone in the world wants to see this one video. It learned what you were into, which is why it was winning. It was using an interest-based algorithm. And Meta saw this, and you know what Meta's like. They'll copy everything from Snapchat. They introduced stories from Snapchat. TikTok was another thing that they decided, you know what, we're going to take this model and run with it, and they launched Reels. And although they didn't start using the interest-based model, they were using like a follower-based model originally, which is why a lot of people probably saw that they were getting a lot more reach a couple years ago, maybe like right before COVID or even during COVID. I think they changed sort of after that. So if you had, your followers, your content would be pushed more to that because they wanted at that time to build around community. But it wasn't working for them. The attention was still on TikTok and even YouTube for that matter. And as a business, you want more eyeballs on your product. A product like Meta makes money because when you spend time on their app, they can serve you more advertisements. So if you're not on the app, they cannot make money from you. So they want to reward content that keeps you on the app for longer than someone else does. It's exactly the same. I was thinking about this the other day, and I mentioned it very briefly in a voice note to you. If you, let's say Meta was running a cake shop, okay? And on the shelf, they've got space for 2 cakes on this one shelf, right? And they've got chocolate muffins and they've got strawberry tarts. Chocolate muffins are going off the shelf, right? But you love the strawberry tart. You made it. You're so proud of it. It's the best damn strawberry tart in the world. But no one's buying it. And it's taking up real estate on that shelf. And then someone else makes a caramel shortbread and, you'll stick that on a lower shelf. And it goes out of stock immediately. What are you going to do? Are you going to keep the strawberry tart? Or are you going to replace it with the caramel shortbread?
Strawberry tarts are good, though.
You love the strawberry tart, but it's not making you any money.
I know, but it's tasty.
It's tasty. But you're homeless now. Do you know what I mean, though? As a business, Meta are looking at what is selling, what is getting attention, and they're pushing that out to more people because the evidence is there as to what that is. So even if you've created something and it's not getting the attention that keeps eyeballs on the app, then it's saying that's not content that's good enough for me to show it to more people, because all that's going to happen is people are going to skip by it and think that the app is not serving them a purpose that's going to keep them there. Mm-hmm. And that's what's happening. If you, hands down, you might have made the best bit of content in the world, but if it's not getting views, it's because people are the judge, not Meta. Mm-hmm. The people who decide whether your content gets seen isn't someone in an office sitting at Meta going, yep, nope, yep, nope, nope. It's the audience is always deciding.
Have you seen Lumix have just announced another new camera, the S12?
Well, I have.
This camera is chock full of features that wedding videographers like you are going to love, including 5.1K open gate at 50 frames a second for the first time.
Incredible slow-mo footage at 100 frames a second in 4K.
Best in class image stabilization.
And also a new and improved hybrid phase detect autofocus.
You can get your hands on this camera by loaning it for up to 48 hours. Just visit the Lumix store.
And if you do decide that this is the camera for you, remember to use code TWVP at the Lumix store for 10% off. That's right, 10% off this brand new camera that we believe is the perfect camera for wedding filmmakers. Always comes back down to, is the content good enough? Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I think, some people as well, maybe they get a little bit tied up on the whole, if the video is over 3 minutes or something like that, then it's not going to push it out as much to newer audiences. And whilst I guess that can be a little bit frustrating for us in our segment, in our sector, obviously Instagram doesn't just serve wedding, videographers. We're a very, very small proportion of what makes up, of the content that goes on Instagram. But that doesn't mean to say that because I always post my highlight films, and they're 4 to 5 minutes long, and I get that little message and it says we're not going to push this out to as many people, and I get it, and yeah, my reach and my likes are generally a lot lower than they would be if I'd posted a 1 minute thing. I'll get much more traction on that because it gets pushed out to more people. But if I post a really good highlight film, I do sometimes still get quite comparable views because it's been a good film, and then Instagram will see that it's actually doing well, and it will start to push out to more people, even though it's over the 3 minute mark. But I think if you think about it, that most companies, globally, will have in some cases a long form ad and a short form ad. So the same ad, just shorter, because ad space or whatever, and costings, and also for the attention, so it'll get to the point a little bit quicker. Because that's just marketing. That's what you need to do. And I kind of just look at it as the teasers and stuff that I post, the short form content, that is my advertising. That's what brings new people onto the page. That's how people find me. And then the content that I've got on my Instagram, the highlight films, are the ones that really because that's what they're buying. Really, the teaser's just it's a short tease. The highlight film is the thing they're going to keep forever and they're going to watch. Like, they might watch the teaser in 20, 30 years down the line, but they're going to be more interested in watching the highlight film. And that's the way I look at it. And I don't get annoyed at the fact that it's not getting pushed out to more people, because I understand that most people are not going to sit through and watch 4 to 5 minutes of someone else's wedding. It's just not going to happen.
No one sits down to do that.
Unless you are really on the hunt for a new videographer and you're right into it, you're probably not going to watch all the films. Some people will, and they should, to be honest. They should, but they don't, because, again, it just comes down to people's attention span these days. But they will look at the teasers, and that's what you need to... I think people that get a little bit caught up in it, you just need to try and flip your mindset and look at it as the teasers and the short form content. That is my advertising. That's how I get people onto the page. Whether or not, I guess, you enjoy making it or not. And to be honest, like, for me, the thing I enjoy most, to be honest, is the teasers. Like, the teasers and the highlight films are good as well, but I really enjoy making the teasers. So it can be a little bit more, a little bit more fast paced than I normally would be in like a highlight film, not having to build out story. I can just do banger, 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 big song or whatever. So I think that's the way to look at it. Teasers and all the short form content, that is your marketing. And I think the thing to remember is, like, it doesn't cost you anything to post on Instagram, like, just generally. Obviously, you can have like your verified and stuff like that, and you can pay for that, which gives you certain benefits. But like, having an Instagram account, it's essentially free marketing. You can post stuff on there for free, and that's it. So I think just try and maybe if you are feeling a little bit down about the fact that your longer films are maybe not being seen by as many people, don't be, because Instagram is not set up for those long form video content. I mean, YouTube is. Mm-hmm. That's what YouTube's for. Instagram focuses on short form content. That is what they want, because that's what people want to watch. Mm-hmm. They don't want to watch 4, 5, 10, 15-minute films.
Yeah. You've got to think about how the user is using each of these apps when they log on to them, right?
Yeah.
For TikTok and Instagram, let's face it, most of us are on the toilet, right? That's what's happening. Most of us are on the toilet when we're flicking through it. Either that, or you're in between something. You're not sitting down to like watch a movie or something like that. You're either waiting for something to finish, like the microwave to cook, or like or someone to get home from somewhere, or you're meeting someone. It's in the flippant moments of the day, the filling the gaps. That's why short form content works on these, because they don't have to invest a lot of time.
It's a time kill, isn't it? It's just kill some time, watch a couple of things, move on to the next task.
So they've got no time to invest in sitting down for 4 to 5 minutes. I mean, don't get me wrong, sometimes I'm on Facebook and like this 20-minute video will pop up on Facebook, and I'll like just watch it because it's hooked me.
And then goes 20 minutes down.
I know, right? Yeah. I'm like, I'm just sitting for this. Facebook is different for that for some reason. But Instagram, absolutely not. And that's why they've designed it like this. So, but as you said there, that's not to say that there isn't a place for your longer films. YouTube is a perfect place for this, because you can optimize the title to be venue specific, location specific, so that when bride and grooms are actually looking for footage from their wedding venue, they'll type that into Google, and then your video can pop up if you've optimized it for that. So the fact that your long videos aren't going to get reached to masses of people, that's not what they're for. They are for kind of the nurturing of your brand. Like, okay, so we've got you in with a glimpse of what your work is. Just similar to how an advert would do it. They give you a glimpse of what the product is, and then you click on the website, and then you find out more about that. That's what these longer form ones are for. And that's, if you're not into making teasers because it doesn't suit your editing style, or you don't want to like kind of sacrifice the quality of your work for a shorter bit of content, then that's absolutely fine. There are other avenues for you to explore, but Instagram is not going to be very useful for you.
Yeah, well, exactly that. I was going to say there that if you don't want to do that type of content, you don't want to post shorter form content, then I think what you maybe need to look at is a different avenue to try and get leads from. Blogging, much like you said there. Blog, get back to blogging, which we know that people that do it and do it properly have great success from it. I don't do it because I'm quite happy to make the short form content on Instagram for marketing. But like if I really didn't enjoy it or didn't want to do it, then I'd probably just look at blogging, and I would look at, some maybe like paid advertising or something like that. Because I think like what you said earlier, like the landscape has changed on Instagram, and I guess not quite a lot of people are still a little bit confused about as to what works and what doesn't work, and it can be quite, what's the word? I guess it can be a bit frustrating at times, but that's just the way it is.
Yeah, and I think what's important to remember, like a really unhealthy thing to do is to look at people who are, having a bit of success in it and just going, the algorithm. It's the algorithm. Because the algorithm, as we've explained, is decided by the people, not the app. Yes, they control. They set the parameters for the algorithm, but what feeds the algorithm is user behavior, and it's whether people are engaging with that content that pushes it out there. What decides it is the people. So, if something isn't working for you, use that as an advantage to go, right, this hasn't worked. If you're willing to change it, to try a different tactic, like that's the route that you and I have gone down, because we know that Instagram's a really useful tool for us to market.
Yeah, it gets me like probably about 80% of my work.
Yeah, about the same. So that, as a business owner, makes sense for us to invest time understanding how we best communicate with clients on that app. It's the same with TikTok. I spend quite a bit of time trying to figure that out too, and it's a completely different landscape. And YouTube is the same, because there's a different customer on YouTube than there is on Instagram. So it's important to figure out what kind of content is going on what app, and changing it depending on where you are reaching people, because everyone has different ideas of what content they want to consume when they're on these apps.
Let's talk about backlog. Editing piles up fast and is overwhelming.
That's why we use brideandgroom.video, a wedding editing company that delivers stunning wedding films faster without compromising on quality.
If you're looking for an editor that's going to match your unique style so it feels like you've made them, you've found them.
Use code TWVP75 at checkout to get £75 off your first order and try out their service.
Clear your backlog and grow your business. Try brideandgroom.video today.
Hasta la vista, backlog. In the topic as well of like social media, you'll probably have seen that we have created a new Facebook page. Discord did not work.
I was paying every month for Discord, and I was like, yeah, I think Daddy did actually message just saying, yeah, maybe we need to scrap it. And I was like, oh yeah, I've had like 6 notifications on Discord for months. We didn't push it a lot, but I do think Discord was obviously a new app. It can be overwhelming to people who've never used it before.
It was a little overwhelming to me because I'd never used it before when you suggested it. And I was kind of like, I don't know.
Yeah, the idea was there that we make it like a separate community. Maybe if you're on Facebook, you don't want to get caught up with like Facebook Reels or other groups or something like that. But the fact is, that's where everyone is.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Like, that was probably our mistake there. And we should have known better, because that is where the people are. Because I think the majority of people don't really use Facebook anymore. That I know anyway, that are certainly in the industry, the only thing really they use Facebook for is the groups. Mm-hmm. Like, that's it.
When was the last time you put a status update up?
Couldn't tell you.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't even think I replied to people that wish me happy birthday on it. It's so bad.
Over the years, my happy birthdays every year have dwindled.
Oh, they've dwindled massively. Because I'm not on it to wish anybody else a happy birthday. So they're probably like, that prick didn't wish me a happy birthday. I'm not wishing him a happy birthday. And fair enough.
Oh, man.
But so we have a new Facebook group page, and we're wanting to obviously like grow that out. You can find it, That Wedding Videographer podcast. Is that just the name of the page?
Yeah, that was it. I was going to go That Wedding Videographer Facebook group, but
too much.
Too much.
So That Wedding Videographer podcast. Come and join. I think it's you'll need to be accepted in, so that it's only videographers that are entering. And I guess it's just a place for us we'll post like updates to the podcast, maybe like get confirmation when we've got a new guest on.
So that you can submit questions to them if you'd like to do that.
We'll put up there when we've got guests on so that you can ask questions, and then that can feed in so that to the questions that we ask the guest that comes on, so that you can feel a bit more part of the podcast as well, and you've got a bit of a say over it. That our guest next week is someone who I know Rob from Black Fair Media has been dying to get on. So Ricardo Fasoli. And yeah, we're really looking forward to chatting with him. We have put a post up on the Facebook group page. Go and comment on there if you want to know what, if you want to give us a question to ask him. And then the following podcast after that as well, actually, we have got Jeff Wood coming back on the pod. So we said when we spoke to him, I think it's over a year now, isn't it?
Oh, has that been a year?
I think so, because we were. I
think we were over there.
We were over there before. We were at the other side of the room. Wow. That feels like an eternity ago.
God,
but yeah,
it feels like yesterday that podcast though.
I know. It's so scary.
God,
because we're almost at 100 pods here.
This will be 88.
Yeah, but technically, are we actually like over 100 technically? Yeah.
Do you know
the summit specials?
Well, we only had 8 episodes.
We might be. Anyway, we digress. We've got Jeff Wood coming back in the podcast. We said to him after a year of shooting weddings on iPhones. Now, if you haven't listened to Jeff's podcast, go back in the archives and listen to it. It's a great podcast. Jeff, who is an amazing filmmaker and has been a mentor and really a trailblazer in the industry for so long, decided to get rid of his cameras and start filming weddings on iPhones, which most of us would be like, oh my God, can't do that.
I remember being really obsessed after that podcast with...
I remember.
Yeah.
So he is going to be giving us an update on a year of shooting, how bare all, pretty much.
Yeah.
And also just talking a little bit more about the British Wedding Film Festival, which we are super excited about. I think submissions close in about 3.5 weeks' time.
Yeah, 1st of December.
Yeah, so if you haven't already, get your submission in. But we'll be talking to Jeff. So that podcast will be going live basically next week.
Yeah.
Because we're recording that one on the same day that we record the one with Ricardo. So stay tuned for that. But anyway, the Facebook group page, I think it should be more of a place of kind of like connecting with other filmmakers, asking questions, probably not so much maybe on like film reviews as such.
Yeah, I think the thing with film reviews is that we all watch wedding films, watch our wedding films all the time. We don't often sit down to watch other films unless we're looking for inspiration. That's kind of what happens. So if you do post a film in there and you're looking for critiques for it, a lot of people, let's just be honest, a lot of people probably aren't going to watch that. Not because they're not interested. It's just time-wise, we live in a short-form content world, and unless someone's actually actively sitting down to watch that, it might not happen. So unless there's like a specific transition or something you won't work with, maybe that's what we could upload.
Maybe what we do is we just maybe I don't know, even once a month or something like that, we just put a post up and it's share your best wedding film or something like that.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean,
then it limits it to that, send your best one this month, and then we could do something.
Because I want people to, have other eyeballs on their work. I think if you spend a lot of time, you want others to kind of go through that. But I even know myself, unless I'm looking for a bit of inspiration, I won't sit down and watch a load of films. But we'd love to be able to do something in the future that can reward some exciting videography and, put exposure on people who are pushing the boat out when it comes to the videography. So it's something that we'll be talking about in the future.
And listen, we've got lots of stuff next door. We've got, water bottles. We can maybe do a wee prize or something like that for that.
Well, there we go. Yeah. Water bottles right here. If you're on the YouTube, you can see that I'm sporting the, it's orange, but it's not really the orange that we like, but it's orange.
They kind of caught up with the colour. I said to them, it looks, it's orange, but it kind of looks as if it's virgin on yellow orange. And she's like, no, it will be much darker. And it's not.
Well,
look, anyway.
So, as an incentive for joining the Facebook group, we want to do a giveaway of an off-brand colour orange water ball and an on-brand black water ball. How many are we giving away?
3.
Yeah, so we'll give away 3 bottles. You can either black or an off-brand orange one. These will be limited edition because we'll never order these ones again. Just saying. But yes, all you have to do is, are we going to put a post up?
Yes.
And they have to comment on that. To win yourself one of our exclusive That Wedding Videographer podcast bottles, all you have to do is go onto our Facebook, join the Facebook group, and you'll see a post from us saying, who would you like to see on the podcast? We want you to put forward someone who is killing it in the UK wedding industry as a videographer, and we'll pick 3 of those posts to win a bottle.
We will. And you can choose what colour you want. Off-brand orange or on-brand black with an orange lip. So, yeah.
There we go.
There you go.
That
Exclusive.
That is your homework for this week. We will announce.
Because nobody else has these ones right now, do they?
These are new to the industry. Rue had one of the old ones. It fell off his bike. It's rolling around London.
We should really get Rue a new one. Rue, we'll send you one. We'll send you one.
We'll send Rue one.
Just for doing a good job with Coda.
But still comment on the post. So that's your homework for this week. The winner will be announced on next week's podcast. And we look forward to seeing you on there.
Yeah, I'm excited for next week. But comment on the post for Ricardo and let us know what you want us to ask him, because we'll be speaking to him next next Tuesday. So you've got less than a week. So go and join, put questions in, and we'll try and get them answered for you. All right?
Ideal. Well, that has been That Wedding Videographer podcast.
I've been Danny.
I've been Jase.
See you next week.